All right, guys, I'm going to make this short. I'm not going to wait. I don't like doing that. The reason why I also haven't been posting is because I've been burnt out feeling, not creatively. It's more so the motivation to keep this up at the way that I was doing it. I'm sure you've noticed over time, it's just like kind of like been declining. There is some truth to not being able to post a bunch of videos because I am a one-man band, so there is truth to that. But there is also truth to me saying this and that. Keeping up and doing this is just been hard to keep up the same motivation, and that is also why I am changing my content. Uh, Also because it stays more true to my values. So that is the reason why I am going with the whole. I don't want to necessarily give it away, but it's not like something, I guess, super top secret or special. Although I like to think that any type of content that I am going to do, I'm going to put my own twist on it, my own signature uh, style, if you will. But that being said, yeah, it's not a creative matter. It's really just comes down to the motivation to keep posting at a consistent rate. And I really just needed a change as well. And also because, well, I've touched base on this before, but being able to post at the rate that I was posting at, getting guarantees at certain places, also on top of that, dealing with other people and other things that are out of your control. So that is also why I'm going with a different creative outlook on what I am doing. Um, I should probably just let those go and those pop up like that. And I don't know also what's going on with this because it's showing nobody's in here. Maybe that's right, maybe it's not. If it is, then you can see this later. It is a Friday, so also I understand it's only like 3 o'clock. So most people probably aren't home from work or they are working still. But yeah, that's really what it comes down to. This isn't supposed to be like a very long, drawn out video. It's just I don't have the motivation, and I'm just being honest. At least I'm being real about it. I don't have the motivation to keep this channel at what it is. It also just felt very boxed in. But yeah, you can expect from me that that there is going to be new content. Like I said before, there will be a whole different type of content because I am rebranding this channel. That is my final decision on that. And I think it's good because also, I do this for myself. As much as I love that people partake in this and really enjoy these videos, it's just, and I don't want to sound like I'm complaining at all. Never complaining. But the fact of the matter is, I feel like I give the audience what they want, or at least, I mean, it's hard to say, right? Because I've had people like the vlogs, I've had people like the scary stuff, but and again, don't want to sound like I'm complaining, but when I post these videos, they don't do well. So it's like, why do I continue posting these videos? And I get it, at the end of the day, creatively, I do this because I'm passionate about it. I don't make squat on these videos, really. Unless you're getting like hundreds of thousands of millions of views, then maybe, and brands, but that's not the case here. So you could expect that like I do this out of pure passion, whatever it is that I'm uploading. But so that's all the more why as well that I was like, why don't I just post what I identify with and what I'm more into these days? Like, I already explained about I already explained in the past about what it was. And, I kind of gave the whole rundown on like why I'm switching and everything. And this is more just further to cement the fact that it just feels right to do what I'm doing, And I have been filming other content, and I mentioned that before. But that's also why I haven't released a video as of lately. I have videos still that that I could put out on this channel, but I don't want to continue putting them out, especially if I'm rebranding, and especially if I have the idea to have a second channel. And I say idea because I don't know how busy I am going to be once I start posting this other content. Once that other content comes in and takes over, I really don't know what I'm looking at, because it's already tough to work a full-time job, do YouTube, and then nonetheless have a second channel. I'm up for the challenge, as I like challenges and I like being out of my comfort zone. Honestly, I feel comfortable being out of my comfort zone, because anytime you get comfortable with something, you get complacent. And I don't like being complacent with whatever it is that's going on. So yeah, that's really what I wanted to say. Again, these videos they're not doing well. Some could argue, again, it's like 500, maybe 1,000 views are okay, but I've been at this now for a good 2 years and not much has changed. I mean, I did expect to be a lot further along by this point, but that's also the name of the game. It really depends on a lot of different factors. But yeah, I just wanted to clarify that. So yeah, it's not a creative matter that you haven't seen videos. It's just me figuring this out. And when I'm going to make that change, I want to backlog videos. Also, I did talk about daily vlogging. That is something that I've spoken about and I have interest in doing. But yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens with the other content. I know some people do like the content that I have been posting on the channel. But again, it feels very out of touch, out of reach at this point. Not to mention, I don't know if anybody's aware of this, but filming that type of content, it's very hard for other reasons, because you have, I don't want to say necessarily people gatekeeping these types of places, but you have these places that, like, these, paranormal places that they hike the price up, because they know that it's a like cash grab for them. So they just hike these prices up and they charge you ridiculous amounts of money to go and investigate at a paranormal place. Would you consider yourself an entertainment channel or a real paranormal? Let me see, is there more to that? Oh, I mean, I wouldn't consider myself as like a real, I wouldn't consider myself as a hardcore paranormal investigator. I do have equipment, I have the norm things that people use, of course. I have all of those. But, and the funny thing is I try to not be that person, to have so much equipment and really just experience it for what it is. I think it's, for me personally, a lot better in some ways, because you really can't just go off of equipment entirely. And I don't know, I think it's also just like the fact of like bringing all this gear to a place and having the freedom to like move around a little bit and like experience the place for yourself and not be so caught up in like what a gadget is doing and everything. But then again, like, I don't hate on it or anything. I mean, I've used them before, maybe a little bit too much. I've used them in the past. And also you have the curiosity of just trying out different things. So, why not? You try it out, just like what I'm doing with this. But as I said before, and I'll touch on this very, very quickly because I said it a long time ago, I had never meant for all this to partake the way that it, came out. But yeah, overall, it's just a factor of reasons. And I just feel that doing the other content that I'm going to be doing is just more truthful to what I want to do. I wasn't having fun anymore. And I know I said that last time that I was having fun. I was, but as time went on, it's just the momentum with that as well. And with, like I mentioned, with these other places, like going to different paranormal places, have been hiking up money, like the amount just to go and, investigate the place and be at the place for a few hours, like $1,000 to $1,200, and I'm not even staying the night, and it's like a 10-person minimum. It's just absolutely ridiculous. I get it if it's for like a donation or something, but like anything above like 1,000 is, I mean, even like $800, like that's just like, come on. Like they're doing it because they feel that it's so popular that they can hike the price up and that they can get away with it. And I'm sure if you do follow that type of thing, that you hear people, or at least have heard people speak on the matter and talk about these places doing that. But yeah, I mean, I've already been on here longer than I expected to be on here, but I just wanted to say that I'm not trying to paint a negative picture in any way and say that like I don't like creating content. It's just not feasible anymore. It's not, it's not something that I can do consistently. And then on top of it, like, I mean, it's not about the money, but maybe if the circumstances were different and I was able to, afford this, and I was able to sit back and be able to like have the time to plan these things, and or at least have the time to where I'm planning them and they're not hurting me financially in any way or something, because I'm losing more than I'm winning when it comes to that. And I get putting money right back into your channel, and what do you call that, I can't think of the word right now, but like putting money back into your channel. But anyway, so yeah, that's what I want to talk about. That's it. There will be other content, but I'm thinking that also maybe I need a break, even though it seems like that I've been on a break. I've just never properly went about it the right way. It's just one thing after another, even behind the scenes. So like, I think it's safe to say at this point that I need a good break from my mental health. And yeah, that way also I can figure this out, figure out what I'm doing here more, and make content and do it justice, do it the way that I would want to do it. I'm not a perfectionist. I try not to be. I have to show myself some self-compassion, but at the same time, I want to create at a top-notch level, and I want to do it justice. Anything I put out, I don't want it to be sloppy. I want to do it well. I want to be satisfied, because at the end of the day, as much as I love having people watch the content, I do it for myself. All right. Well, that is all I'm going to speak about. Definitely went longer than I intended on, but I will see you guys later. Have a good weekend. Have a good Friday. I hope everybody keeps watching. I hope everybody keeps following. And yeah, we'll see in the future what happens. All right. Have a good one.